Santos FC, known to the world as one of the most prestigious and one of the best teams world football has ever seen, from creating absolute gems and some of the best players in the world, including Neymar, Pele, the list goes on. Well, a few days ago, at the time of recording, they have been relegated for the first time in their history in over 100 years. This is a very big deal in football because it is one of the few times we'll ever see a giant go down. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the fall of Santos FC. Yo, what is going on, my YouTube people? 29 United back here with another video, and in today's video we're going to be covering what has been arguably one of the biggest shocking things to happen in football in a very long time. Santos FC, the Brazilian team that everyone knows, who has produced absolute gems of players such as Neymar and Pele and other players as well, have officially been relegated from the Brazilian Championship. They are no longer there as the time of recording. They will be playing in the second division starting next year. They finished 17th place with 43 points, and in today's video we're going to be covering what went wrong and what this might mean for this team going forward. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, like the video as well. Join all of my social media, my X/Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok. Everything will be down in the description for you guys to check out. And without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of what's been going on either on social media or on the news. I mean, there's been tons of riots, the fans are not happy. There's been a lot going on in Brazil, regarding this matter. And a team like Santos FC going down, if you were to be in the shoes of a fan, I guess it would be unacceptable. They have never been relegated in their history until now, and in some way you kind of do have to understand why the fans are mad. But obviously, I don't ever condone violence for anything, and to see that there's riots and stuff, people are getting hurt over this, I feel like it's a little bit too much extreme. But it goes to show how big, football is in Brazil. And we're going to go through out some of their best players, and have they necessarily performed, yes or no? Now, a lot of people would say that their best player have been Marcos Leonardo. He's 20 years old, and I believe he scored around, if I'm not mistaken, 13 goals and 2 assists. And there's been a lot of players that have been performing decently, but in general terms, they haven't been to their best. The defense, I would say, has probably been a major letdown for Santos. They haven't been up to par with what they usually are. And to see a team like Santos go down, it really shows you that football can really be cruel sometimes when you really do think about it. And these guys do have the players, they do have the quality to stay and even maybe challenge for the cup. But the Brazilian Championship this season has been immense. I'm sure you guys have heard even teams like Botafogo, which was first in the championship for so long, and then they bottled it at the end. I think they lost, or they couldn't win any games for a very long time. They ended up bottling the title. So a lot of stuff have been going on in the Brazilian Championship, which is always a very underrated championship to watch, because Brazil is crazy when it comes to football, and in every single aspect there's always something going on. So I think I will definitely start watching the Brazilian League from next season to see what's going on, because there's a lot of things to cover here. They've got other players, such as Jefferson Soteldo and Jean Lucas, if you guys know who that is. I think he used to play with Lyon back in the day. So there are some recognizable players in that team, which makes you go and say, yeah, these guys do have some of the nicest players in the league, and they still got relegated. Yeah, doesn't look good for them whatsoever. And they were not good away. Away games were really hard for them. I think they lost over 10 games, I think 11 games to be precise, and they just couldn't do well. I mean, when you've got a team of players who are able to do good but they can't, a lot of things needs to be questioned. Is it the management? Is it what's going on behind the scenes? There's a lot to go through. Their second top scorer, Steven Mendoza, I think he has 6 goals. It might be one that you guys might recognize. He's also in that team. But in general terms, I mean, the team together just hasn't been great. I mean, they score 1 goal per match on average, and they concede around 1.7 goals a match. So that really does show you that the defending is a little bit of a problem there. Now, are the defenders not good enough for the team, or is it just the management that is not able to get the best of them? Because like I said, these guys are more than capable enough to stay in this league. The fact that they haven't is genuinely insane. So they've conceded over 1.7 goals a match, and it's not good at all for them. And that really does show you that, you know, your attack may be good. Like I said, Jefferson Soteldo, Marcos Leonardo, these guys are kind of putting up the numbers when you think about it. But, you know, it's one thing to score goals, but if you concede more, then it really does tell you that, okay, maybe there's something wrong with this Santos team. If you go throughout their recent results, they lost 2-1 against Fortaleza. That's what got them relegated. They lost 3-0 against Atletico Paranense. They lost 3-0 against Fluminense. So you can definitely see there's a recurring theme. They do concede a lot of goals. And the last game that they properly won was against Goiás, 1-0. And this was back in the beginning of November, so around a month ago. We are now in December, and they haven't won a game since. And like I said, they are capable of beating good teams. They've won against Flamengo 2-1, and I think in October against Internacional was their worst ever game. They lost 7-1. Again, tells you a lot about this team's defending. There's a lot to really say, but the one thing I want to tell you guys is, will we ever see something like this reproduced, not just in the Brazilian league, but is this something that we're going to see in Europe, in Asia, and other continents around the world? Because to see giants like this fall down is tragic. And are they going to be able to bounce back next season and potentially coming back to the first division? That is something that we're going to have to wait and see. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and like the video as well. It does help me quite a ton. And that's the end of today's video. The fall of Santos FC, a very unfortunate situation. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over the news. And here's to them getting the best back next season. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the dirt, man. I don't wanna hurt.